I am Demon Cringe, and today it is time for Thank the Watchers number 9. Yes, ladies and gents, the weekly, or at least I try to make a weekly show where I feature up to 5 of my watchers in DA, and showcase one picture that I find the most awesome. So without further ado, let us get on with it, shall we? Okay, so our very first artist is called the Alyanushka twins. Requests are open. Alyanushka, female from Ukraine. She's been on DA for just 2 weeks, and the work I'm going to feature her is Art Trade, Queen of Sushi. And yes, everyone, we are starting this one off with a bit of a simplistic looking picture, and not that that's a bad thing. So already in this picture I can see, there are some awesome things and there are some things that could use a little bit of work. Let's talk about the cons first. Arguably the only thing that I really have a problem with this picture is of course the hand, because it really does look it kind of looks a little bit wonky and all that. It doesn't really look like there's much of a wrist, the fingers are a little bit too, yeah. But everything else actually does look pretty nice. The line work, I really do like it, although it is a little bit choppy here and there, but you can easily just erase that. What I really do like is how you added, like these small details like the folds, so you can see the wrinkles and everything, makes it look more natural and all that. That's actually a pretty good touch. The head itself actually does look pretty good, I really do like the bandana and how it looks like, The expression is actually pretty cute, nothing too special, but I really do like how you, it kind of seems to me that you really didn't nail, like the typical, manga anime style expressions and all that. I really do like how you added a little bit of the blush, it's not too visible, but you can still see it. And lastly, we have the coloring, which I honestly do kind of like. There aren't too many colors and all that, but it does have a pretty nice palette. Like the colors really do go well with each other, like with the black hair and all that, and nice lighter tones on the kimono. In my opinion, I would kind of make the hair a little bit more and not so just pitch black, add a little bit of details here and there, but it actually does look pretty nice. So that's about it, you're really doing well with these, your anatomy is actually looking pretty good, but you kind of have to work on your arms and your hands a little bit, So just keep doing what you're doing and practice your anatomy on the hands. I really won't blame you too much for that, because let's face it, the hands and feet are really the hardest to draw, so yeah, no surprise there. It just takes a little bit of work. So that's about it, the Alyanushka twins. Thank you so much for watching me in DA, and I really hope this video gets a lot more exposure than you already have. Now let us move on to our next artist. So our next artist is called Galaxy Cat Studio, that one weirdo who does art, traditional art hobbyist. Galaxy, a female from the United States. She's been on DA for 10 months. And over here there's a little bit more info. 13 years old, artist bisexual, kind of loving drawing since birth. You're welcome here no matter what. Well, thank you so much. And the work I'm going to be featuring her is Sad, Just Sad. And yes, everyone, that is the actual name of the picture. And I gotta say, as soon as I saw this, I don't know why, but I just had to feature it, because, it really does have a lot of good details. The coloring is really nice. Despite, some of the coloring being a little bit patchy in certain areas, it is still pretty good, So first off, obviously, I know what you're all gonna say. Like, I'm first gonna comment on the coloring of the picture. And yes, I really do love the coloring, I gotta say, definitely, despite, like what I said, being a little bit patchy in certain areas, especially like on the face and the ears and all that, it does actually look quite nice. I really do love how she balanced, like the lighter and darker colors with the shading and all that. Over here we can see like a lighter and darker, and here's some actual shading. It really does blend well together. The second thing that I really do love is the line work and like the details, We'll get to the details later, but first off, the line work. Obviously, you won't, you shouldn't be expecting too much, like absolutely perfectly straight line work out of, hand-drawn art and all that. The line work, in my opinion, is actually pretty good, because it does well with blending, like a thinner and thicker outlines, like making the minor details more apparent and visible and all that. Now, another thing that I super like are the minor details. Like, take a look at the tears on here. Okay, like, do you notice anything? Okay, take a look at this one. Now, this one over here. Don't they look like they are just, sliding off the face instead of just being perfectly straight? That is what I really like, she really did a good job with making these minor curves on the tears, in order to make them look like they're actually on the face instead of just, like I said, perfectly straight and all that, which we tend to see in a lot of pictures. I really do like it, because it really does make the image look a little bit more professional and all that. So definitely a huge thumbs up for that, definitely make all of your details like this, like if you have something like this, like a liquid, you know, that's on the character's body, you need to make it look like it's a little bit curved and all that to make it look like it's actually sticking to the skin instead of just being there, you know, kind of like floating in midair and all that. So that's a pretty good touch. So all in all, it's a really, really nice portrait, you know, very well done. I really love the coloring, the line work and shading and all that. The minor details on the cheer is definitely a huge plus, you know, keep doing that, you know, and you're gonna go places. And definitely the picture really does make you wanna, you know, look at it a little bit more to appreciate it and all that. It is very well made and it does deserve a lot of praise and all that. So yeah, that's about it, Galaxy Cat Studios. Thank you so much for watching me in DA, and I really hope this video gets a lot more recognition than you already have. Okay, so our next artist is called Rebel T, somebody that I used to know. By the way, I can't sing for shit, everyone. Digital art student. Hi, I'm Cold, a female from Poland. That I'm hearing that Poland is really cold, even though it's the summer. She's been on DA for 2 months, and the work I'm going to be featuring her is Moroyu. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, just like the previous one, that is the actual name of the picture. It's pretty funny, but I really do gotta say I like it, you know. There might have been something else from her gallery that I might have featured, but I gotta say I really did like this one. It does actually seem kind of nice, and the whole trope of, you know, little characters in cups is actually pretty cute. So I don't know, I guess you could call me a sucker for that. Now, just like with the very first picture, there are some things that are pretty cool, and there are certain things that could use a little bit more practice, you know. So let's talk about those for a second. First off, the thing that you really use a little bit more work is, of course, the line work, in my opinion, because I don't know why, but for some reason the line work over here on the lower body and in the cup, you know, kind of looks a little bit better than this one over here. I don't know how that is, but it just kind of looks like that. I really do like, you know, using the thicker outlines on the hair, makes it look stick out a little bit more. When you take a look at this over here, you can really see that it kind of needs a little bit more practice. Like, for example, the straw looks a little bit too wonky, you know, you gotta use a little bit straightening. And the rim of the cup actually kind of looks like it's melting. It's kind of funny and all that, because obviously it looks like it's made of glass, so it shouldn't be doing that, but you know, that's those are two things that could use a little bit more work. And I don't know, like I know that you were going for a style like this, but to me the eyes kind of look a little bit off center, you know. They kind of look like they kind of look a little bit like stickers. Now, the thing that I really do like about the picture is, of course, the coloring. Now, there are a lot of colors, and a lot of people might not say that the coloring looks all that good, but I don't know, I kind of like it. It's kind of like a mellowish and all that. But yeah, it is actually pretty cool. I really do like how it transitions from like a, you know, like a gray, lighter gray because of the glass, and you know, like the color of the drink. Although I do gotta say one thing. Obviously, over here it looks like the character is holding the straw like outside of the glass, and over here it kind of looks like it's going magically, it's going inside, so it's taking the color of the drink. And in my opinion, I would have just, you know, left it white and all that, because you know, unless it's like a see-through, like a really see-through straw, I wouldn't pick up the colors. So yeah, just try to color that white. And the line work over here, I do gotta say, it does actually look pretty nice. The detail work is good. So for some reason over here it doesn't look all that stellar, but over here it looks really good. And basically it's kind of 50-50. Over here it's really nice, but not too special. But over here it is actually pretty nice. It's kind of like, as soon as you started drawing the lower part of the picture, you like immediately improved. It's so funny. So that's basically all I can see in terms of like how you can improve. Like the thing that definitely requires improvement is the line work. Everything else actually does look pretty fine. So that's about it, Rebel T. Thank you so much for watching me in DA, and I really hope this video gets a lot more recognition than you already have. Now let us move on to our next artist. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next artist is called Hydra014, Fight That Sun and Live Tomorrow, a varied student, Saran, a female from the United Kingdom, and she's been on DA for 4 whole years. And everyone, I really had a tough time choosing, you know, which picture of this artist I'm going to be featuring, because I narrowed it down to like 3, and I honestly could not decide between either of them, and I decided to feature Fluidity. And yes, everyone, it is the picture you see on the front page, but I swear to God, it was so hard to choose between them. I mean, take a look at these over here. You'll see it's really hard to choose and all that. Now, first off, I really don't want to sound like I'm saying that it's absolutely perfect, but the thing is, I really cannot find a single fault with this picture. Everything is where it should be, and it is just absolute beauty in my eyes. Like, look at this, you know? It must have taken a lot of time and effort to make this, especially with the lighting and detail work. Like, look at the lighting on the buttons, and you know, over here is just wow. The detail work is amazing. The lighting and shading are just thumbs up all around. The detail work, especially over here on the cloth, you know, so you can see the individual wrinkles and all that. Another thing that I really enjoy in this picture are of course the hanging little plants over here. And of course the ripples in the water make it look really, really peaceful and serene and all that. The only thing, I don't know, like I really can't find any faults in this picture, but the only thing that I kind of probably don't like is the fact that I know that this is like a perspective shot and all that, but I think the legs and feet kind of look a little bit too small. It kind of makes the character feel like they're way bigger or taller than they should be, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. I really cannot find anything bad about this. Everything is where it should be. The detail work is prime. You know, like the lighting is just superb. I think the lighting is pretty much the shining, you know, like the shining point of this picture. Definitely, no pun intended, by the way. And I really do hope that one day you manage to get your art featured in like a gallery somewhere, because this definitely deserves to be seen, you know, and like this is a really good example of just great digital art all around. So yeah, that's about it, Hydra 014. Not too much I can say about this picture other than it's just amazing. So that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching me in DA, and I really hope this video gets a lot more recognition than you already have. Now, let us move on to our last and final artist. Okay, so our last and final artist is called Sunlight Metal, a very student, Shari, a female from Germany. She has been on DA for 1 year, and the working title featuring her is Aurora. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has actually been a while. It's been a while since I featured one of these, you know, like ambience, ambience or world pictures and all that. Most of them have been just single characters and all that. They did have good backgrounds, you know, a lot of them. And I'm really happy that I ran into a watcher that actually does more pictures like this, you know, because I really do like this whole like setting or like ambience art and all that. I really do like how you added these little sparkly things, you know, like on the Aurora. They kind of look like fireflies, or I might be wrong on that, but it really does look, you know, nice and magical and mysterious and all that. But the thing that I really like the most is, of course, the reflection on the water. You know, it definitely does give a nice natural looking, almost painting like feel, you know, with these strokes and all that. Another thing that I also like, along with the brush strokes on the lake, are the different shades of blue in the sky, because it also gives it a nice traditional painting sort of look and feel, which is actually pretty cool. I really do like to see what people can do with like a digital art and trying to make it look more like traditional paintings. And I honestly think this picture really hits it off, especially with the strokes on the lake, definitely. What I also really do like is how you added these spaces into the Aurora, which instead of making it just a simple, you know, green line and all that, it really does go well with this specific type of style, you know. So I definitely do gotta say, you really do have a knack for, you know, like these environmental style pictures, and I would like to see more of this from you and all that. That's basically about it. Thank you so much, Sunlight Metal, for watching me on DA, and I really do hope this video gets a lot more recognition than you already have. Well, everyone, that about wraps it up for Thank the Watchers number 9. I do gotta say, you know, we have seen a lot of pictures that, you know, like they are pretty good, but some of them do require a little bit more work put into them. You know, it's really nice to see artists, you know, like progress over time and all that, and that's pretty cool. I really hope you enjoyed today's lineup, and yeah, that's basically about it. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and press the little bell icon, and as always, I'm Demon Cringe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.